7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The Top Tier Racing Tricia's Learning Center Gen 6 Series regular season continues tonight with the Lucky Dog Elite 150 from Auto Club Speedway. Last week's race was postponed due to the issues with the iRacing update not long after we began. But we are here and we are ready to go and ready to be back in action. Will anyone challenge Latham Joyner and Dylan Canova? The pre-race show starts right now, and we'll find out shortly. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joshua King, and this is the pre-race show here on Royalty Racing Network. We're going to speak to 3 drivers tonight here in the pre-race show. We're going to get with Jeremy Gill, who currently sits 13th in points right now, and the 83 of Shane Wheeldon, who comes into this evening sitting 8th in points. And Jorge Ledesma Jr. That was a late addition to the interviews. Something exciting for Jorge happened last night. We wanted to talk to him about that. He comes into Top Tier Racing's Race 4 sitting 11th in points. So a lot to get to here in the short pre-race show. Peter, welcome in. Marty, hello, sir. Jeremy is my favorite driver. Very nice. And Jeff, good luck, Shane Wheeldon. A lot of people for Shane Wheeldon. We're going to talk to him tonight, so that'll be cool. Of course, we talked to him last week when we ultimately determined the race wasn't going to go, but we're going to give him a shot tonight before he races. We take a look now at your race info on your screen. Rattlesnake 150, not at Phoenix. It's not updated. Amateur hour, folks, but Auto Club Speedway is the correct location. And throwback scheme race as well. So we'll make sure to get with as many people as we can to see their cars and cool throwback schemes. I know a lot of them had a second chance to make one since they kind of missed the boat last week, but 2 miles is Auto Club. 80 degrees is the track temp, nice and cool. 71 degrees outside, 59% humidity. Not sure how it's so humid in California, but it is what it is. Very, very high winds, and depending on the direction of those winds, that could play a factor in the way the car handles around the corners. It could also play a factor in the speed, say on the straightaway, either on the backstretch or front stretch. It could work either as a headwind and slow you down, or work as a tailwind, or the worst case scenario could work as a crosswind. And if you've ever been in a crosswind in an airplane, picture that in a car going about 200 miles an hour in close quarters racing. Could make it very interesting. Daniel King, welcome in. Timothy Presley, let's get this race started. Oh, we're fixing to. Big grid tonight. Let's begin with our first interview, though. And get rid of the race info, Joshua. Oh. We'll get it figured out tonight. There we go. That's the 44 Revved Up Racing Ford Mustang of Jorge Ledesma Jr. We're going to get with him right now. Jorge, Joshua in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
Yes, I do, sir.
Welcome in. Thanks for joining me. Kind of late notice, but obviously I want to talk to you about your start here in the Top Tier Season 3. But last night, I want you to walk us through it. You didn't get an opportunity to talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, Jorge Ledesma Jr. got his first ever career league win last night in the Hold Your Brakes Academy at Daytona International Speedway. Jorge, you didn't get an opportunity because it wasn't broadcasted, so I wanted to give you that chance tonight to tell us how it's feeling, if it's set in yet.
It has set in some. It was pretty special last night to finally get my first league win. Honestly, I got to shout out Marty White. He pushed me to that. So I thanked him very much, and I'll thank him again for doing that for me. But, man, it was something special. I'll say that.
Yeah, for sure, man. I messaged you after I found out that you had won. Like I said, no broadcast. So, and I mentioned to you, you never forget the first one. This one is going to be one that sticks with you forever. You're going to get like a hero card and get that printed out, put up on the wall, anything special like that?
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to do something, create something. I haven't had a chance to do it yet, but definitely something to commemorate the first league win, all the hard work that I put in, with you at Royalty for the time I was there to now here at Revved Up. Just everybody helping me out through the pretty much year that I've been doing this. So, yeah, it's definitely something special. Heck
yeah, man. It definitely means a lot, and it's really cool to get to celebrate a little bit with you on that. Now, you come in to tonight's race in this series sitting 11th currently. If the season ended today, you'd be in the playoffs. You're off to an absolutely tremendous start here. Tell us kind of now, adding along with last night, how that can even help build momentum to build on that performance that you've been having in this series, not just in other series.
Yeah, it's given me loads of confidence coming in today. I've had a pretty decent start to the season. Phoenix was a little rough on that first lap incident, put us behind, but still managed to get 15th out of it. But definitely it's given me a lot of confidence in the Auto Club. And then next week we got Watkins Glen and Bristol Dirt after that, which I'm going to need a little bit of definitely a lot more preparation than I have for the rest of these races. Not great on road courses, and dirt's going to be very interesting, but it's given me the confidence to go out and attack it and hopefully turn in some good results and keep myself in the playoffs and hopefully make it.
For sure, man. And like most of these drivers and myself know, you have a couple consistent, strong finishes that will set you apart from the field in a sense, and then also put you in a position where you're a little bit more comfortable potentially going into a place that you might struggle at. It's not the end of the world, right, at that point, versus kind of coming into those places and already being on the outside looking in. So you're in a good spot, or go out there, have a good one tonight. We've been waiting for this race now 2 weeks, so we're excited about it. But again, congrats on the win last night. Really big deal, and really excited. We'll see you on track.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I appreciate the kind words.
Yes, sir. All right. Once again, folks, that was the driver of the number 44, Jorge Ledesma Jr., Revved Up Racing Ford Mustang, as we see him there on track. And we're going to keep it moving here. We're going to get with Jeremy Gill, who is right there on track. No throwback for the 4 of Jeremy Gill, but let's get with him here. We can find him. Jeremy, Joshua up in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
Hello.
Hello once again. So I know we talked last week. Of course, at that time, neither one of us knew the race wasn't going to happen. But anyway, points are the same as what they were You're coming in here sitting just outside that playoff cut line as of now, 13th in points. How do you feel coming into Auto Club and overall the car and the Speedway mix tonight?
I'm liking it so far. I have yet to figure out what is so different about 1 and 2, so I'm losing time there. But I feel like I don't know. I'm optimistic about a good finish. Hopefully, we need one.
That's fair. I mean, you're having a pretty good season. 13th is nothing to be upset about, especially this early. Plenty of speedways that you can excel at coming up. But, yeah, good strong run for that 4 machine tonight would be big. You sponsored this race, so obviously it'd be good to get up into that top 3 and even be talking to you after the race. But before we let you get back to that practice work, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight, Jeremy?
Just the usual. My team for sticking by me and being an awesome bunch of people. And Sisk Speed Shop for the behind-the-scenes help.
Right on, man. Well, always
Thank you for being awesome.
Appreciate that. Always fun to talk with you, Jeremy. Go get that 4 up in the top 5 to start this thing and maybe keep it there all night, huh?
I'm going to try if luck would finally strike me well. It's not been on my side lately.
All right, man. Well, good luck to you this evening, man. We'll look forward to seeing you out there.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Have a good broadcast, okay?
Thank you, sir. Have a good race. Once again, folks, that was the driver of the number 4. Make sure we put him where he belongs. Mid-tier racing. Oh, hold on to it, Jeremy. Good save there from the 4 of Jeremy Gill. Now, let's get with the chat fan favorite, and that's going to be Royalty Motorsports driver, the 83 of Shane Wielden out of London, Ohio, in that Toyota Camry. Get with Wielden here. Shane, this is Joshua up in the booth. You got me, sir?
Yes, sir. How are you today?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good, man. Good. I know we spoke last week, but we got rid of the video, so it was basically just so you could, or your fans in the chat could have a moment to listen to you, but we wanted to do it again. So you come in tonight, you're sitting 8th in points. This race counts tonight. You've already had some extra practice and even an extra race to get practice in. You got that car sitting 8th quick right now. Tell us how you're feeling overall coming into the race tonight and how you're feeling about the season so far.
Well, I feel better about the race tonight. When we did that practice race last week, I kind of followed the fast guys and kind of found what I was doing wrong or what they were doing right, and I'm kind of just trying to practice that tonight. So I feel pretty good. If we can keep the handling under, I think we'll have a good night.
Right on, man. Tell us a little bit about your experience at Auto Club. Is it a track that you have a lot of experience with, or kind of just getting to know it?
Yeah, I got a lot of experience here in the Cup cars and the trucks. When I first started iRacing, we did I came in under the Gen 6 car, so I got a lot of experience here. I ran the trucks here one time, and I won a race where I lapped the field all the way up to 13th. So I like Auto Club. There's a lot of room, and you just got to be patient on the exit of the corner so you don't go up into somebody and cause an accident. There's a lot of space. It's fun to race here. A lot of grooves, but if you're not paying attention, you get in trouble really fast.
Yeah, from my experience, definitely a track that it's easy to be fast at or it's easy to save tires at, but it's not that easy to do both of those. So if you can do both, then you'll be in good shape. Oh, hold it together. Outside wall.
That's all right.
Before we let you get ready for qualifying here, sir, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
Yeah, well, 2 things real quick. I'm feeling really good about the season. I'm feeling really good about Royalty Motorsports. Thanks for the invite to the team, and I'm just enjoying it a whole heck of a lot. And I want to shout out my friend Woody. He's always supporting us on Tuesday night. And then Peter and Stacy Slowick. They have a little gig called Slowick Stuff, and they're already in here supporting every Tuesday. They're supporting Royalty Motorsports, Royalty Racing Network, and me. And go over to Facebook and follow them on Slowick Stuff because they're great people, and they're going to be a lot of fun tonight when they're chatting because they like to have a good time.
Right on, man. Well, one last thing I damn near forgot about, but we got about 15 seconds here. Tell us about your throwback paint tonight.
Oh, my cousin used to be a spotter in NASCAR for 25 years, and his last team in the Cup Series was BK Racing, and so this is a throwback to the BK Racing. So I'm just throwing a little love out to the fam.
Right on, man. Well, we'll let you get ready for qualifying. It's about that time, sir. Best of luck tonight. We'll see you on track.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. Once again, folks, that was the driver, the number 83, Shane Wheeldon. Get him back to where he belongs. And like I mentioned, folks, they are getting ready to go top tier racing qualifying here. See who can set that quick time. And your first out on track, well, hard to tell. All of them kind of jumped out there right away. But we'll take a look here at the 13 of Christian Proctor out of Noonan, Georgia. Kenny Cucko says, good luck, fellas. Where's Kenny Cucko? Okay, he's here. I got confused. He was going to miss it last week. The iRacing gods helped him out and gets to make the race, so that's good to see. Hooters throwback number 13 this week for Christian Proctor. We'll see what kind of lap time he puts in. Let's go up here. Marty White out of Avon, Massachusetts. Mid-tier racing Toyota Camry. Never forget, tribute car to 911. I like your style, Marty. Very classy, very nice. We'll take another good look at this one later on in the race. Let's take a look here at Kelly Akron. Oh, a lot going on there. We'll have to get that updated. Soma Coffee, not sure if that's accurate, but nevertheless, the 19 of Kelly Akron. Keep moving on through the field. Basically everyone on track now besides the 11 of Kenny Cucko. Oh, he's going to miss it anyway. Kenny Cucko missing the start of this one. Tough break, man. The racing gods smile upon you, and then work takes it away the next week. But there's the red, white, and blue 59 of Jim Thorndike. Take a look at Latham Joyner. Thought it's throwback week here. What's going on? The 03, Nick Raffini. Drafty Beef, he's got one on there. There's the 2 of Matt Everard, Drafty Beef, in the Rusty Wallace, that is. Genuine Draft throwback ride, like that one. Here's the 53 of Robbie Miner out of Greenwood, South Carolina. He is not a free agent, folks. Don't try to scoop him up. He's in Royalty Motorsports. Hardee's throwback 53 ride there. I like that one. Keep moving on. Valvoline 77, another throwback. This is a Mark Martin ride, I believe, for Zach White. Also not a free agent. New Oxford, Pennsylvania, 32 years old in that Ford Mustang. See who we haven't seen yet. We saw Ledesma Jr. earlier. Take a look at J.D. Van Kirk. The mellow yellow 22. That's a really nice looking paint scheme. Jacob Wilson is out there in the 51. Same paint for him. Dylan Canova right here out of Lakeland, Florida in the 70 Ford Mustang. He sits on top of the board. He's first quick. We should go to this board, not that one. Sorry, folks. Wanted to walk you through all the paints. Jake Raven currently sits second quick. Oh, he's done. Shane Wheeldon is fourth quick. Still on track now is Wheeldon. See if he can improve. Oh, he's done as well. We're seeing all these guys talking about the paints. We'll give you the starting grid, obviously, before we go green here officially. And we'll take a look at the rest of the field. 19 cars going to be on the grid tonight. Would have been 20. Latham Joyner went to the top of the board. No surprise there. Joyner and Canova 1 and 2. Let's go Jake Raven, said by us. What's up, F-Bomb? I thought you were going to race tonight, man. What happened? Well, qualifying has come to an end, and as soon as they get done with their drivers' meeting and officially close out qualifying, we will get ready for that starting grid. Who's everyone's picks tonight? Marty, I like that, man. It's really cool. Right on. Good old work meetings, huh? Gotta love them. Number 11. Kenny's picking himself, folks. Well, tell you what, I hope there is at least a little competition for Latham Joyner and Dylan Canova. Not sure how much hope we can put into that or how much stock we can put in that, but it would certainly make for a more exciting race. And it certainly wouldn't hurt to have a different winner every now and again. Folks, we're going to step away just briefly, hear one word from a sponsor of ours and try to get this frog out of my throat. We'll be right back with you with the starting grid. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks. Still waiting on that starting grid as they have that drivers meeting, and we take a good long look at Auto Club Speedway, RIP. Not there any longer, but still virtually available for our enjoyment. We're talking about putting a short track there. But last I heard, the proceedings were not going extremely well. But nevertheless, never know, might get it done. Let's hear some more fan picks in the chat. Kenny says number 11. F-Bomb says Jake Raven. Jake Raven, very quick in practice. Not sure what happened to him qualifying. It wasn't bad by any means, but qualified mid-pack. But if I know Jake, and I do, he'll be hunting the front and he'll be up there in a hurry. Kenny, what are these guys doing in this drivers' meeting? It's a long one. Any more picks? We got a pick, I know, Timothy Presley. We got a couple, Shane Wheeldon fans out there tonight. Jeff and Peter Slowick. Always tuning in to watch Shane. Shane, I missed it. No, maybe this isn't the qualifying grid. Disregard what I said about Jake Raven. So as soon as they go up into a warm-up session, it mixes all the names again. It doesn't keep them in the qualifying order until they officially finalize the warm-up and the grid is available. Ah, I see. Giving you as much time as possible. Yeah, that makes sense. Nice of them. Tonight is Shane's night, Peter says. All right, I like that thinking. See the checkered flag come across your timing tower, and that, folks, means the warm-up session is officially complete, and now we have your starting grid. Let's get to it. Latham Joyner in the 3 will start on the pole. Dylan Canova in the 70 will start beside him. Jake Raven in the 37, not yet graded, but he qualified really well. My correction there, he will start 3rd. Christian Proctor in the 13 will roll off 4th. Shane Wielden in that 83 qualified 5th. Jeremy Gill will start 6th. Jacob Wilson in the 51 will start 7th. J.D. Van Kirk in that 22 will roll off 8th. Nick Raffini in the 03 will start 9th. Jim Thorndike in the 59 will roll off 10th. Into the second half of the grid, starting 11th is the 14, Rob Higgs Jr. And starting 12th is Jorge Ledesma Jr. Onward we go. 13th is going to be the 69 of Marty White, and next to him is the 77 of Zach White, no relation. Starting 15th is the 2 of Drafty Beef. Kelly Akron will start 16th, and Robert Miner will start 16th. Kelly Akron will start 17th. Dan Ames will roll off 18th, and Timothy Presley will roll off 19th. Kenny Cucko scheduled to be 20th. Jarrett Martin 21st. But Cucko not on the grid. Martin is. So it'll be 20 cars. But Robbie Miner still in pits for some reason. Not sure what's going on there. But nevertheless, let's get up to Latham Joyner here. Take a look at that gray, black, and white 3-car of Latham Joyner with the 70 of Canova next to him. New paint for Canova, and we may, more than likely, we'll get to speak to him in the post-race show, so we'll ask him about that paint. Let's go up to the starter cam, and we're going to watch Barney give the green flag away for the first time tonight.
Green flag.
And we are green flag racing at Auto Club Speedway. Lap 1 is in the books, and Dylan Canova leads the way for now. Right behind him, Jake Raven being pressured by Christian Proctor. Proctor's on the inside, and that Hooters number 13, he'll get that pass done. Shane Wielden will potentially look to the inside of Raven. No, he thinks better of it. For now, Jeremy Gill Leading a 5-car pack here. This is for the 6th spot. Jacob Wilson on the outside to Nick Raffini. They're 3 wide. Look out. Raffini's up the middle. Rob Higgs Jr. in that 14 also gets past Raffini. Now being pressured by that 22 of Van Kirk. Go back up here as Gill's looking to the inside of Jacob Wilson. Lots of good action very early here. Gill not quite enough of a run. Gonna have to fall back in line. Single file they go. Back to, it would appear, Marty White. Working on that 72 of Timothy Presley. Take a look at Presley here momentarily. Raffini, almost 3 wide again. Now Presley looks to the inside of Raffini. Maybe Raffini's tire saving or having early issues. Jim Thorndike and Drafty Beef already down pit road. Didn't see an incident. Robbie Minor made it off pit road. He missed the initial start. Back up front, Dylan Canova leads, but Christian Proctor has taken over the 2nd spot from Latham Joyner. Have to believe Joyner probably just saving tires right now. Now Proctor right on the back bumper of the 70 of Canova. He's going to dive and take a peek to the inside. Not quite there. Canova will shut the door. Shane Wielden is on the outside of Jake Raven. He does get the move done now. He looked to the inside just moments ago, didn't have it. Very bumpy right there into that corner. Rob Higgs Jr. tempting fates now. The 4 is on the inside of the 51 just briefly. Good run on exit of 4. Rob Higgs Jr. is on the outside of the 4 car now. Jacob Wilson way up the speedway. He's going to get a really nice run off the corner if he can stay out of the wall. He does. It's just a little bit of a gap now between him and that 4 of Jeremy Gill. Biggest mover so far is this guy, the 72 of Timothy Presley. He's up 9 spots already, folks. Must have been an incident between Thorndike and Drafty Beef still in pit road. That's an unfortunate start for them. Not what they had in mind, I guarantee you. Now the 72 looks to the inside of Raffini. Oh, slide job of sorts. Keep it together. Ultimately, really nice move there by Presley. He takes over that 10th spot, but Raffini right there on his back bumper. But now Raffini has company in Marty White to his outside. 72 got a good run off exit. We've seen that a lot so far early off of 4. '69 of Marty White will continue to pressure there. Rob Higgs Jr. now has gotten past Jeremy Gill and pressures the 51 of Jacob Wilson now. This is for the 6th spot, folks. Wilson way up the track. Gonna have a good run, but Higgs holds it together. Nicely done, Rob Higgs Jr. He's up 5. He's in the 6th spot right now. Dylan Canova continues to lead. Christian Proctor continues to give him pressure. Latham Joyner being pressured now just a bit by the 83 of Shane Wielden. We'll check back if that gets even closer. Rob Higgs Jr. passed again by the 51 of Jacob Wilson. Good battle here in the mid-pack. Just like it's been every race this season, the mid-pack racing has just been absolutely incredible. Rob Higgs Jr. still on the inside, battles back on that 51 of Wilson. Jeremy Gill waiting to pounce on both of them, perhaps. Keep it out of the wall, Jeremy. Now he will. Jeremy Gill saw an opportunity when Rob Higgs went high and tucked in line behind the 51. Of course, they're coming out of turn 4 here, and Gill, a little bit loose. Holds on to it, not able to get that pass done. That inside lane just hasn't developed to be strong enough just yet. Something might have happened to the 83 of Wheeldon, or Joyner just turned up the heat. All of a sudden he's caught the leaders, and Wheeldon has fell back now. He's still in 4th. 5th and 6th are solid. This battle here, the 72 of Presley looking to take away 7th. He's on an absolute mission. He's up 12 spots so far, folks. Jim Thorndike has made his way back onto the speedway. Or no, I'm sorry, he is not. He is being shown as out now. Drafty Beef still down there. We didn't catch what happened. Didn't trigger anything. Well, anyway, onward we go. So now the 72 looks to fight off the 14 of Rob Higgs Jr. trying to battle back for that 7 spot. Jacob Wilson right in front of these two guys as well. Oh, and they touch! They keep it straight, but they definitely made contact. The 72 up the speedway. Gonna have a good run out of exit, though. The 14 won't be able to get it done just yet. Here's a good battle here. The 22 of J.D. Van Kirk on the 03 of Raffini. Oh, Marty White was loose behind him. Raffini just a bit loose. 14 laps in, folks. Tires starting to wear, starting to see a little bit more movement here. Now Presley beginning to struggle, I'd imagine, with those tires that he ran all the way through the field with. Gill has gotten past him, as has Rob Higgs Jr. and Raffini now. J.D. Van Kirk was pressuring, but he got loose. Van Kirk down 3 spots from where he started. Now dives to the inside on the 72. Oh no, as the 72 of Presley taps the wall. It's going to allow J.D. Van Kirk to get by. Marty White right there waiting to pounce. Presley still having himself a good race if he can keep it together. Oh, he touches the wall again. Gotta believe he just gave it too much steam right off the bat to get to the front of the field. Now paying for it, still up 8 spots as it sits right now. Take a look back up front. Canova still leads. Joyner has now gotten past Christian Proctor for the 2nd spot. Peter, I agree. Good racing so far. These are your top 4. All in one camera shot. Then we go back to this guy, this 37 of Jake Raven. Just chilling. Good gap in front of him. Good gap behind him. Not a bad place to be. You can afford to save tires at that point and just kind of chill. Not really in danger of getting involved in anybody's nonsense. Shall there be a wreck in front of you or obviously behind you? Let's take a look at the 00 off track. I see, but it appears like Jarrett Martin saved it. So that's good. He'll get it back rolling in the right direction. And Drafty Beef in the 2 ride is making his way back out onto the track. Looks like he got a lot of damage fixed there, and Beef will be 14 laps down. Kenny Kuko being scored 7 down right now as he is on the speedway. Here's the 11 of Kenny Kuko. Guarantee you Drafty Beef is probably fuming due to whatever happened there. As now we take a look at a battle for the lead, the 3 of Latham Joiners on the inside of Dylan Canova now. Had a feeling Joyner was just saving tires, as I figured. Oh, Canova loose. Keeps it out of the wall and keeps it straight and out of the 3 of Joyner. In fact, carried a ton of momentum and able to get the pass again on Joyner for the lead. Proctor gonna get around Joyner temporarily. They're gonna be side by side through the corner. Proctor will have a much better run though on the high side, and Joyner will have to settle back in. Shane Wheeldon happy to see what's going on in front of him. While these guys race hard, Wheeldon able to run his line and track him back down as the 70's loose again. Just like last time, able to save it and keep her going. Christian Proctor in that 13 looks to the inside now, though. Proctor fighting hard with Canova. Not giving it up easy. Joyner now running that low line right behind Proctor. Canova holds it together much better that time on exit of 2. Gets a really nice run. Joyner gonna have a run on the 13 of Proctor. They jockey back and forth for these front positions. Meanwhile, Shane Wheeldon continues to close the gap on him while they go back and forth. Joyner just not quite enough to get that position back for now. 13 started up high. Diamond's the corner. Now he'll get a good run off exit, I have to believe. He'll be right on that back bumper of the 70 of Canova. Stacked up, very bumpy here. We're going to get a ride along here, I think, at some point. Canova loose off 4. That's going to allow the 13 of Proctor to pull side by side with him. They're at Goodyear to Goodyear as they come to the stripe for lap 25. Side by side, nearly touch on exit of the corner. Joyner will take the opportunity to go high. Now he'll dip it back in low on the 70. Good momentum for Joyner. He'll take back the lead. Really nice battle here for the lead. 70 will have a good run. Now he'll go to the inside. Close quarters there on entry of the corner. Oh, the 70, oh, he comes up just a little bit. He's loose. Hangs on to it once again. Very nice racing all the way through this field. Check on the 4, Jeremy Gill, as he looks to the inside of the 03 and Nick Raffini now. Gill trying to battle back to where he started. He'll get around Raffini. Rob Higgs Jr. looking to do the same and follow him through. Not quite going to have enough just yet. Jeremy Gill, if he could set his sights on Jacob Wilson and get that spot back, he'll be right where he started. He's loose, it looks like. Nope, maybe not. Just the way he turned into the corner. Good control for the 4, Jeremy Gill. The 03 Raffini battles back. Right behind him on Rob Higgs Jr. Rob Higgs Jr. going to have to fall back in line. Take a look back here at this 55. 55 of Dan Ames. 4 spots up from where he started. Up to 14th currently. Robbie Minor, a lap down. He would be your lucky dog should there be a caution here. No stages, unfortunately, to get this field all bunched up again. Battle for the lead cools off just a little bit as Wheeldon, still in 4th, finds himself back a little ways again. Now Proctor looks to the inside of Latham Joyner. Canova rides the top line, potentially a top 3 wide there for a second. That's Kelly Akron in the 19 on the inside of the speedway that they'll have to maneuver around now. Nice driving by all 3 of them and Akron as he goes down to that apron. Now Kelly Akron would be the car a lap down. First car a lap down, but he got loose there, and that's going to allow Robbie Minor to get by Akron for the time being. That's for the 17th spot. Back up front. Back and forth they go. Good racing for the lead here. All 3 guys have led some laps, and they can continue to go back and forth. Dylan Canova back to the lead now as we work lap 30. 45 laps to go. Oh, Canova way loose. He keeps it out of the wall again. How long until it potentially bites him? Folks, we've seen that so many times. Peter, I'm not exactly sure what that pit window is. But as soon as I see someone make a green flag pit stop not due to damage, I'll bring it to you. Now they fan out once again. Joyner on the low side, Proctor in the middle, and Canova on the top. Canova absolutely wheeling and dealing with that 70 machine right now. He knows the high side is the fastest, but coincidentally he's also very loose up there. Now Proctor had a good run. He's going to lead this lap now. The top three back and forth every couple laps, it seems. Here you go, folks. Jacob Wilson in the 51. He was sitting 8th. He's on pit road with no damage to speak of for the 51. Your first taker for green flag pit stops. As now they maneuver around the 00 of Jarrett Martin. That'll put Martin, the first car, a lap down now. Shall Minor not manage to get past Jarrett Martin? Now Proctor jumps out to a bit of a lead, but Joyner's on the inside of Canova. It's Canova once again, that high side. Joyner jumps up in front of him to kill the run. Canova just gonna ride right behind him. Content knowing that he can run whatever line he wants, and he elects to go low this time. Haven't seen that much from Canova this race. Joyner right up against that wall. Your top 10 looks like this as of right now, folks. You got Christian Proctor in the lead, Joyner in second, Dylan Canova in third. Well, more green flag pit stops, so we'll get back to that momentarily. Rob Higgs Jr., J.D. Vankirk, Marty White, that's mid-tier racing. They're in for pit stops. Now Dylan Canova deciding he just can't fight it any longer. He's on pit road. He's our first out of our top 5. That'll give Latham Joyner the lead. Christian Proctor's still right there. That'll put Shane Wheeldon for now in the top 3. Jake Raven sits in 4th. Nick Raffini still out there running 5th. Jeremy Gill right behind him. Oh, Wilson on those newer tires squeezed it on the outside of Raffini. Good move by Wilson. Presley also down pit road being serviced. Jorge Ledesma is in the top 10 for the first time this evening. Now Christian Proctor pulling it in. Jeremy Gill also on pit road. I'd say probably 35 to 40 laps, Peter, based off what we're seeing here. You know, you got a couple guys pushing it a little bit longer. But most of the field in now, or has been in now. Robbie Minor not in just yet. For the time being, has worked his way to 12th. Now Nick Raffini, Shane Wheeldon, Jake Raven all in pit road. That leaves Latham Joyner as the only guy that hasn't been in yet. Dylan Canova currently runs 6th, but you see him in your shot, not far behind Joyner at all. And now Joyner down pit road. And Raven, Wheeldon, Raffini all down as well. That means the whole field is pit except this guy who's making his way in right now. That's Dan Eames in the 55. Not sure why he's on the apron. I don't see him being scored that he pit yet. Awfully interesting. Wonder if he misses pit box. Anyway, let's go back up here now. All the way down to 13th is on the lead lap. Jorge Ledesma Jr. being that guy. Last car on the lead lap currently. Dylan Canova cycles to the lead. Jorge Ledesma Jr. not far in front of him. Finds some racing. Latham Joyner is pressuring the 51 of Jacob Wilson. And he's around him. And that makes your top three the same as it was for the first 35. Dylan Canova, Christian Proctor, Latham Joyner. Whole slew of cars here. Not all of it is for position, but this place is. The Ford Jeremy Gill working on the 37 of Jake Raven. This is for the 7 spot. Jacob Wilson currently sits 4th. He pit a little bit earlier than most of the other guys. Oh no, now we have contact behind him. Trying to see who that was. They all keep it straight. Yeah, it was a 53 of Robbie Minor. They all kept it going. Timothy Presley works on Rob Higgs Jr. He's on the top side. Rob Higgs Jr. in that pink and purple 14. Take a look and see if that gets... Well, this is our closest race on the speedway for the time being. We'll keep it right here. Well, it got not so close pretty quick, but this is close now. Nick Raffini working on Jake Raven. Raffini got around Jeremy Gill. Most of these guys were showing you here mid-pack pit on either 35 or 36. Earliest one to pit, I mentioned it, was Jacob Wilson, lap 31. So we'll see how that plays for Wilson. Pretty good gap in between him and Shane Wilden at the moment. Pretty good gap between the leaders. 5-second lead from Canova to Proctor, basically. Jeremy Gill closes the gap just a little bit on Nick Raffini. We're going to keep the action right here as we go to our picture-in-picture to hear a word from our sponsors. And we'll be right back with you, folks. Stay tuned. Welcome back, folks. You saw just a 3-wide temporarily between Rob Higgs Jr., Nick Raffini, and Jeremy Gill, as now Higgs Jr. looks to the inside of Raffini temporarily. Tell you what, folks, let's take a ride along here with the 4 Jeremy Gill. Go a lap around Auto Club Speedway. Really nice look there, folks, on board with the 4 of Jeremy Gill at the battle in front of him, but also just how hard Gill is working is now the 03 is loose and he's on the apron. Nice save by Nick Raffini. But that in-car cam gave you a really good look at what these drivers are dealing with tonight, how much they're having to fight that car and drive the heck out of the thing. Very, very cool to see that in-car shot, and Jeremy Gill continues to work on Rob Higgs Jr. They're getting a lot of screen time tonight because they're putting on the best racing right now. It's now Jeremy Gill, Rob Higgs Jr. rather. Oh, the caution is out as I see Timothy Presley had an incident, and hallelujah, folks. This is going to tighten up the field again, at least temporarily. Crazy thing is, oh, never mind, disregard. I was going to say Timothy Presley wrecked to bring out the caution, but Jarrett Martin, his teammate, will benefit as the lucky dog, but not the case. Dan Ames will be the lucky dog recipient, it would appear. Let's go take a look at what happened to Presley. Looks like he got up in the wall, tried to save it. Let's go to this one. Right there, the 72, and then it jerked back. Oh, and he tried to save it again. Heavy, heavy damage for the 72 of Presley. No front bumper. That right wheel all out of sorts. And that 72 Plymouth machine might be calling it a night here, folks. Unfortunately. Well, we'll go back live here, and the whole field basically into pit now. A relief for them, and with 25 to go, this will give them all a chance to get some new shoes on them rides and ramp up for the final 22 or so laps. There you see Dan Ames taking his pass. That would leave the next guy, lucky dog, to Jarrett Martin, but I believe it's going to create a situation where those 5 cars, folks, are at least stacked up and can battle for position. And if you take a look at your timing tower, Kelly Akron would be the next guy to get a lap back. Or I'm sorry, Kelly Akron would be the last guy to be 1 lap down. And all the way up to 12th or 13th. So if you're someone like Akron or White, for example, you could get all the way up, make some passes, make a run for it, end up finishing pretty darn good this evening. As now we see Dylan Canova is your leader. The two cars in front of them are merely out in front of the field, and they'll get wave arounds this time by. And there you see on cue the 11 and the 19 going by. It's like Zach White still down pit road. Maybe he came by first thinking he'd get a lap back and then lost it this time anyway. But if you're in the top 17, I know that doesn't sound glamorous. At this point, with Presley ultimately done for the evening, I'd have to imagine, and Kenny Kucko 6 laps down now, you've at least locked yourself into the 17th position, and not where any of those guys want to be, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Take a look here at the 00 of Jarrett Martin. He's running 14th, but he's up 7 from where he started because he started on the tail end of the field this evening. So he's having a nice run, and like I say, now that he can compete with at least Robbie Minor for the Lucky Dog, potentially, that could be huge. You never know what the field's stacked back up now. As we're green for our first restart this evening, and Dylan Canova leads the way. Never know what can happen now as the field's all bunched up again. Canova jumps out to the lead. They're single file back to this guy, Nick Raffini. 3 wide behind him. Jake Raven gets by Gill, or fights him off at the very least. Rob Higgs Jr., though, good run on that top side. He'll take over the 6th spot. Jake Raven now on the inside of Jacob Wilson. He's side by side. Wilson will have a really nice run off exit. Now up front, Latham Joyner looks to the outside of Dylan Canova. Have to believe Joyner will have a good run off exit. He's running that middle line. He does. He'll keep it side by side with Canova for now. Christian Proctor still there fighting. Shane Wielden right behind him now. Briefly pressured by the 51 of Wilson and the 03 of Raffini. Now the 83 of Wielden gonna peek to the inside of the 13 of Proctor for the 3 spot. Only one problem, he's got nowhere to go because the 70 is right there. Give him a little boost here. If 83 can carry momentum, he could slide up in front of the 13. He does, but the 13 with the old switcheroo, and now he goes to the inside for that 3rd spot back. Nice racing up front. The 83's loose. Hang on to it, buddy. Now he's got the 51 on his outside. That's for the 5th spot. The 83 will battle back now. 51 definitely has the advantage on the outside right now. 83 of Wielden will get back in. Probably wants to go up top. 51 and Rob Higgs look low on Latham Joyner. Latham Joyner falling back just a little bit here early in this run. 20 to go this time by. Dylan Canova leads. Proctor sits 2nd. Joyner's back to 4th for now. Rob Higgs Jr.'s in 3rd. Jeremy Gill putting the pressure on Jacob Wilson. Shane Wheeldon, for some reason, down to 7th now. Jorge Ledesma Jr. having himself a good run after a good pit stop and making it work early in the run. He's up to 9th. Now we look up front here. Latham Joyner back to the 3rd spot. Rob Higgs crosses him over. Christian Proctor's on the inside of the 70. This thing could get nuts. Now they have company in the 51 of Wilson and the 4 of Jeremy Gill. 14 of 14 of Rob Higgs Jr. on the inside. Could lose several positions here. He was just up in 3rd. Jacob Wilson running 4th right now. That battle for the lead still continues. They're 3 wide behind him as the 4 of Gill is in the middle. He thinks better of it and backs out. Now he clears the 14 of Rob Higgs Jr. and he looks to the inside of Jacob Wilson for the 4 spot. Jeremy Gill's up into the top 5. Proctor loses the battle for the lead. Latham Joyner now looks to the inside of Canova for the lead. However, Proctor on the outside pushes Canova. Canova back to the lead. Comfortable for a second now. Proctor's on the outside. He's got that 2nd spot secure momentarily. 3 of Latham Joyner's being pressured by the 51 of Wilson, who's being pressured by the 14 of Higgs and the 4 of Gill. Jeremy Gill, for the moment now, is being scored in 4th. Look at him go. $16 to go now as the 4 Jeremy Gill pulls up to the back bumper of the 3 of Latham Joyner. Joyner pulls low. Now goes more middle. Now low again. Proctor takes over the lead from Canova. Canova crosses him over now. They're Goodyear to Goodyear as they come to the stripe for 14 to go, 15 to go. Some of the best racing for the lead we've seen all season. Wilson is loose. It's going to allow the 83 of Wheeldon to pull side by side with him and rejoin the battle. Canova continues to lead. Now Gill pressuring the 13 of Proctor for the 3rd spot still. Oh, Jeremy Gill's a little loose. He hangs on to it. Rob Higgs Jr. looking anywhere he possibly can to have an opportunity at the 4 of Gill. Canova goes high. Latham Joyner goes low. Not going to be able to carry that momentum. High side is faster right now. Canova on the inside, Proctor on the inside of Gill, but Gill had the 3 spot. Oh, he gets loose. It's going to allow Rob Higgs Jr. to take over the 4 spot now. Gill battling back nicely, though. We're now 13 to go. Latham Joyner is taking the lead from Canova. Come up in front of the 70 as Canova's a little bit loose. Gill taps the wall, nothing serious. Now Proctor's on the inside of Canova. Latham Joyner leads, 12 to go this time. Canova now going to give up second place to Proctor. Proctor going to look to the outside, not there. Canova on the inside now. Jeremy Gill finally a little space to work with where he can kind of run his line. Jacob Wilson under pressure from the 83 just a little bit. Still any of these top sevens race. Never know what could happen. Jeremy Gill right up on the back bumper of Canova now. Canova very loose. He saves it. Gonna allow the 4 of Jeremy Gill to pull next to him just a bit. But he's getting a push is Canova from the 14 of Higgs Jr. Rob Higgs Jr. now, little bit loose. This is going to be a really exciting finish. Peter, you're right. Getting exciting. Could be hairy. We're going to keep it right here as we're 10 to go now. 14 of Rob Higgs Jr. fighting it just a bit. He's loose. Pulls up right in front of the 4 and right in between him and the 70. Proctor's on the inside now of Latham Joyner. He gets the pass done for the lead. If things weren't interesting enough, now they have a lapped car. It's Timothy Presley. They'll all have to go somewhat low now. Oh, it's Rob Higgs Jr. very loose in front of the 4. He does keep it out of the wall. See how they decide to maneuver around Presley here. Not to him just yet. Presley holding his ground. Got a lot of damage fixed on that thing. Presley doing a good job of being predictable, running that high side. Catch up with him again here. Canova on the high side. He's very loose. Gill might have tapped the wall just slightly. This is the battle for third. Rob Higgs Jr. still peeking to the inside of that 4 ride, and we're 7 to go this time. Christian Proctor leads the way. Oh, Jacob Wilson crosses over the 14. Back to the inside now. Wilson's looking for the 5 spot. He'll have it temporarily. He might even get the 4 spot from Gill. Oh, Rob Higgs Jr. hard contact. Hard contact for the 14. Trying to see if there's a lot of damage. There is. Rob Higgs Jr. going to have to pull her in. Man, what a tough break for Rob Higgs Jr. Such a great run so late in the race here. He's now down pit road. Christian Proctor still not getting it done on the 72, but I have to believe Presley has new tires. Jeremy Gill now to the inside of Canova. No, sir. Goes back in line. We're going to take a ride along here with Jacob Wilson just momentarily. Let me get a drink of water. set this up for the finish. We'll watch that battle in front of them. All right, folks, they're 3 wide as Canova's up against the wall. That's going to give an opportunity to Jeremy Gill and Jacob Wilson. Christian Proctor has about a half a second lead on Latham Joyner rather. Jeremy Gill now sitting third. Can he hold on to it? Keep it out of the wall, buddy. He's still going to have pressure from the 51 of Jacob Wilson. Not quite over yet. Shane Wielden has fell off the pace significantly. Jacob Wilson looks to the inside of Jeremy Gill. This for that 3 spot. Canova falling off just a bit. Jeremy Gill, oh, he keeps it out of the wall. Gonna allow Wilson to get a little bit of a run. They're side by side. We're 2 to go now. Now Canova looks on the inside of both of them as now the 51 is loose. 51 up the speedway. Canova's loose. Jeremy Gill pulls side by side with Canova. This is our 1 lap to go. This is a 3 wide battle for the 3rd place finisher, folks. Gill's in the middle. Canova's on the outside. He's very loose. So is Gill. Canova fights him off for now. Christian Proctor more than a half-second lead. He enters into 3. Canova's awfully loose. Oh, Jeremy Gill, hold it together. Christian Proctor takes the win at Auto Club Speedway. Latham Joyner second as he flips. Dylan Canova got 3rd. Man, Jacob Wilson and Jeremy Gill gave it everything they possibly had. What a run down the finish. Thank God for that cautioner. This would have been a snooze fest the majority of the race. Thankfully that didn't happen. Let's watch Christian Proctor burn it down in the grass. Woo! Give him a little bit to go through it. Celebrate a bit. Let's take a look here at our race results. So we see them there on your screen. Let me get rid of that first, and then we'll pull that back up. There we go. Christian Proctor gets the win. Latham Joyner finishes 2nd. Dylan Canova brings home 3rd. Jacob Wilson 4th, Jeremy Gill with a top 5. Very nicely done, Jeremy. Exactly what he needed to get back in to that playoff hunt. Shane Wielden brings home 6th. Nick Raffini finishes 7th. Jake Raven finishes 8th. Jorge Ledesma Jr., another strong finish for him. And a top 10, finishing 9th. And J.D. Van Kirk finishes 10th. Dan Ames, nice finish for him, 11th. Jarrett Martin finished 12th. Kelly Akron 13th. Robbie Miner brought home 14th. Zach White 15th. Marty White 16th. Rob Higgs Jr. brings home 17th. In a heartbreaker for him, Kenny Kucko brings home 18th. Jeremy Drafty Beef finishes 19th rather. Sorry, wish it was 9th. Timothy Presley finishes 20th. And Jim Thorndike rounds out your field on a first lap caution or incident in 21st. We're going to take one more commercial break here, folks, as I get a little bit of water. Try to get ready for these post-race interviews. We'll be right back. Stay with us for the post-race show. All right, folks, I'm back with you. Let's get on with the post-race show here. Have your top 3, and we're going to get with third place finisher Dylan Canova. Dylan, Joshua in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, what exciting race down the stretch there. I thought for the longest amount of time we were getting set up for a snooze fest, and then that one caution comes out and it set up some of the best racing we've had for the top 5 in a very, very long time. Tell us your thoughts and how you were battling with Jeremy and Jacob there a lot of the time.
I thought the initial run was good, that long Greek flag run. I was kind of curious how pit cycles were going to play out. I know Latham was trying to save fuel to make it to the end, so it's going to be interesting to see how that went, as it was coming down to a strategy race. I don't know. Obviously, we led a lot of laps again, but I don't necessarily know that leading laps was a good thing this week. Normally in these cars, being out front, you can make dirty air, but the cars were so glued to the track that if somebody was behind you, it would just pack so much air on the car that it would just undrivable. So hopefully, obviously a step in the right direction. From Vegas, you actually had to lift and turn the car and drive the car, but maybe a tick too far. But overall, it was fun racing with everybody. Christian did a great job there at the end to get around us and kind of pull away a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, amazing race, second half of the race at least, for sure. Now you bring home third, which is good. We're used to having you in these post-race interviews, but tell me if I'm wrong, but I saw something about this being your last race with us this season.
No, I'll be here, so my work schedule changes. So it'll be a little bit less predictable. I'm gonna still try and make as many races as I can, but I don't know if I'll make all of them and how many I'll miss. I should be here next week, and then I should be here next week and the week after that, and then so 3 weeks from now, I just wanted to start getting kind of hit or miss. So we'll see. We're gonna try and make as many as we can, though.
Gotcha. I must have misunderstood. We'll let you go. Enjoy this third place finish. Anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
Yeah, normally go through the sponsors, but I think this one we're gonna do for Aubrey Hope, who's on the hood of the car. Was a local 10-year-old who lost her battle with cancer of 3 years today. So we kind of threw the scheme together here before the race. You can see on the hood of the car. So that's pretty much all we'll go with this week. Obviously, thank everybody else every other week. So I think, but this week it's a little bit different.
For sure, man. Prayers to her and her family and her loved ones and everything. That's pretty cool. You put a paint together on short notice for it. Unfortunately, obviously, the circumstance, but yeah, a lot of that type of thing can be shown. That type of love can be shown through racing. So go enjoy third place finish, and we'll see you out here next week, sounds like.
Thank you. I'll see them.
Yes, sir. Once again, folks, that was your third place finisher, Dylan Canova. Let's get with our second place finisher now of Latham Joyner. Latham, Joshua up in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Doing good, man. We saw you put on a show once again, and obviously that caution there midway through or near the end of the race set us up for some of the best racing we've ever seen up front in this series. So tell us kind of what was going through your mind during the green flag run when you first pit, and then kind of how things changed and all that hard racing that was going on the rest of the 25 laps.
Yeah, so obviously, first and foremost, that was probably the best race I think we've all seen and had before. We didn't have we had like, what, 1 or 2 yellows? 1. And we were all pretty close right there at the front and all racing each other hard without even really making any contact at all. But I mean, really at the beginning, we obviously were figuring out what it was going to be like, and it was just going to be draft. Whoever was behind, the car actually felt better when you were behind somebody. So I kind of laid back and let them put on a show for a little bit. And then with about 10 to 15 laps before we started to pit, I tried to go hard. And then that's when I realized getting out front was actually a disadvantage. I had saved gas pretty much on accidents in the first run. As I went long there to basically split the race in half. And once we came out of pit road, I think Dylan had like a 9-second advantage over me. So I just went to fuel mode saving and was going to save a lap and see how that worked out. And then obviously we got that yellow, and then it was just like, go as hard as you can. Christian got on the right cycle of the draft pretty much. And then Timothy came out the pits and pretty much just strapped a rope to him and pulled him away from everybody. And then I got single file, followed them. I think Dylan got stuck back there with Jacob and Jeremy racing them. But we all pretty much got strung out, and I couldn't get a run on Christian because Timothy was pulling him. You know how the draft works. But it also, I think I killed my right rear just a little bit too much, and I never went back to the bottom to those final 2 laps. And that's what I should have been doing probably the whole run there.
That's fair. We definitely saw the top 6, top 7 put on an absolute show. It was really awesome. I personally, as well as my viewers, were happy for that caution to come out. Otherwise, would have been a really, really long second half of the race. But congrats on the second place finish. Anyone you'd like to thank or shout out this evening before we let you go? Enjoy it.
Yeah, I just want to thank Elite Cuts by Josh Evans Racing, Jade Graphical and Design, and you for doing the broadcast, and Kenny just for letting me be on his team and put on the league.
Right on, man. Well, enjoy it. We'll see you back out here next week.
Yes, sir.
Once again, folks, that was your second place finisher, the 3 of Latham Joyner. And right now we're going to get with the man of the hour, the number 13, Christian Proctor. Christian, congrats, buddy. Big win tonight.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, tell us, this is your first win this season. I know in the quote-unquote practice race last week, since it didn't work out for everybody, you also won that one, if I'm not mistaken. Put on an absolute show here tonight. And now you set yourself up even better than you were before to now make a run for these playoffs and potential championship. What's it mean for you to come out tonight to Auto Club and get a big win?
Man, it means a lot, actually. Like, last season I had one win, but it was off of a weird wreck we had on the backstretch and a caution and all that. And, dude, car just felt so amazing. It was a little loose, a little tight here and there. It's a little mixture of both, but it just I love the way it felt tonight. I love the new setups they're running. Car felt great. A lot of fun racing on track. I think that's the most fun I've had racing in this league so far.
Yeah, it was fun to watch because it was competitive. It wasn't a two-man show running away from the field, at least after that caution flag. And it was really, really exciting to call it and watch it. I mean, the top 7 were so close that final run there with about 25 to go that I'm with you. Best racing that we've seen in a very, very long time at the very least here in top tier racing. So, and man, we did a couple onboard cams, and I'll tell you what, buddy, you absolutely earned that win tonight.
I appreciate it, man.
After seeing how you guys were all having to drive the car and then the close battling back and forth, jockeying for position, it looked like a good one. But Christian, you, like you said, you had one win last year. No win is ever a bad thing, right? But I understand how it feels to have a win that's by a weird wreck or weird circumstance. How does this win specifically, how does this change things for you now going forward and build that confidence and momentum the rest of the season?
I really don't think it'll change much. I'm still gonna, run the same way I've been running. Gives you a little ego boost, but you gotta learn how to, put it to the side and, think of reality. You can't just go in thinking you're gonna win every race and expect to win every race. You're gonna have bad days. You're gonna have good days. Luckily, this season so far, I haven't had too many bad races so far. I hope I don't jinx myself now. But yeah, I'm just gonna go out there and run like I've been running.
Right on, man. That's all you can do. You can look forward to next week now, and but in the meantime, you got to pop the champagne in victory lane and enjoy this win. Before we let you go do so, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
I want to shout out my team, Marty, Rob, JD, Jeremy. I think I'm missing one, but my mind's all over the place right now. I wouldn't be racing the way I wouldn't be racing the way I am right now if it wasn't for them. They help out a lot. We help each other a lot. We're like a big family, and hope to grow more with them. It's been fun so far.
Heck yeah, man! To see the progression from season to season with that team and with you guys staying together, obviously that means a lot. It goes a long way, more than people ever truly know or understand what it is to be on a good team, even if it is virtual. But congrats once again on the big win tonight. Go enjoy it, celebrate it, and we'll see you back out here next week, sir.
Appreciate it, man. Hey, thank you for everything you do.
Of course, man. Thank you for that. Once again, folks, that was your winner, the 13 of Christian Proctor. Big win tonight, man, for Christian. Happy to see that. Happy to see. Honestly, I don't mean this in any kind of rude way, but it's fun to see a different winner. I'd like to see more of that across the board in all series that I am fortunate enough to broadcast. But man, this one was a barn burner. It was set up to be one way, and that caution there set it up to be a completely different way. And man, the top 7 Unreal Racing tonight. Shout out to all of them. Kept it clean. And that's extremely hard to do in tight corners racing anyway. But then the amount of work that they were having to put in and the amount of fighting that steering wheel, that race car all night to keep it all clean with each other. Absolutely miraculous driving by all of them. It was fun to watch. Peter, I appreciate you joining. I appreciate everyone for joining us this evening. We're going to get on out of here, but Drafty Beef will be back tomorrow night with Charlotte for the SCSRA Next Gen Series there, Dev Sports Cards Next Gen Series. And then F-Bomb will be back on Saturday night. Get it together here. Yeah, Rob Higgs, I know, man. You were putting on an absolute show with the rest of them guys, and Heartbreak Hotel there very late in the going, and unfortunate for sure. But you know what? I know you'll be back at it next week. And we'll be right back here on Royalty Racing Network for the top tier Trisha's Learning Center Gen 6 series next Tuesday night. As always, hopefully another good one. But like to thank our sponsors here, of course, Trisha's Learning Center, the title sponsor of the top tier Gen 6 series this season, and all the staff at Trisha's Learning Center dedicating their life caring for children 0 to 12 years old since 1992. From daycare to pre-K to an after-school program, they do it all. Thank you to all of you great folks at Trisha's Learning Center for what you do every day. And thank you for being a proud sponsor of the Gen 6 series for top tier racing. And Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel, whether you run a company, a government agency, sports team, or even a virtual race team, turn every item into a statement with Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel. Comment for details or message me in Discord. We'll get you going. And finally, SM Racing Products. Take your sim racing experience to the next level with custom-made button boxes, dashboards, flag lights, and more with SM Racing Products. Check them out now at sm-racingproducts.com. Use promo code royalty at checkout for 20% off of your purchase of $150 or more. But for everyone here at the top tier Trisha's Learning Center Gen 6 series and Royalty Racing Network, my name is Joshua King. I hope you enjoyed the race and the broadcast. We hope you have a good evening, and we'll see you back out here tomorrow night.